MLB The Show 18's Diamond Dynasty can be a very overwhelming experience whenever you're first starting out. There are just so many programs and missions and players that you have to target to try to make your team better that sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming. Well, fear not, Beanie is here to tell you how to most efficiently grind these programs out and exactly who to target, who you should go after first, which are some of the easier programs to complete, and the ones that you can complete as quickly as possible so you can get those coveted diamonds on your team. So let's get into the video. Alright, the first tip that I have for you guys is to go in and just get all of the players needed for these lesser programs, these bronze and silver programs. Go through, and it will cost you some stubs, possibly maybe 20,000 or something to get all of the hats and the players necessary to get all of these players, but it's worth it to get all of them, because I know that the players that you get from these programs really don't seem all that great, but actually some of them are pretty useful. But the most important thing is that they lead to much better players down the road. So go through and get all of these players, every pitcher, every right fielder, center fielder, left fielder. Go ahead and get all of them, and then get out a pen and paper to figure out what stats you need to accomplish with that player to complete their program. So for example, this Chris Carter, you need 1 walk and 1 RBI. Get a piece of paper and write it down, because they don't have a great mission tracking system in Diamond Dynasty, so you might have to do a lot of the tracking yourself. But write down everything that you need to do for all of these players, and then after you've done that and you know exactly what stats that you need to be targeting, to be grinding out, go into your lineup and construct your squad accordingly. For example, I need a lot of these pitchers, so any of the open missions that I have, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put these pitchers in that fit that program. And once I have that done, I'm going to do the lineup. And once I have the lineup done, I'm going to do the bullpen. The bullpen is kind of the harder one to do, because it's you kind of have to find yourself in situations to get saves and holds and stuff. Conquest is probably the best way to finish the bullpen quests or programs, just because whenever you're grinding out in like play versus CPU or whatever, there tend to be really high scores, and that's not really conducive to save or hold situations. So for play versus CPU, you're going to be focusing mostly on your rotation and your lineup. And once you have your lineup filled out, go to play versus CPU. Pick a fairly easy opponent that's a good matchup for whatever lineup that you have going in. Play on rookie and go into a 9-inning game and start trying to grind out the missions that you need. You need to have all of these players though in your lineup at once, so you can be simultaneously grinding out all of these programs. So once you have, I don't have all of them done yet, but I have a large portion of the position players and a decent amount of the pitchers programs done already. So because I have all of those done, it opened up the much more lucrative career arc missions for me. And there are a lot of these. You have Billy Williams, Utley, Carter, Molitor, Doby, Sutton, Ramirez, Torrey, Jack Morris, Saberhagen, Smith, and Hoffman. Now, I will say the Morris, Saberhagen, Smith, and Hoffman missions are going to take a little bit longer. These programs are going to take a little bit longer just because of the nature of how you grind out pitching stats. So I'm going to focus more on which position players, Don Sutton's also a pitcher, but on which position players you need to target, and which ones are going to be the easiest for you to commit, and most importantly, which ones are going to lead you to some awesome rewards in the Immortal program. So there are 4 specific, actually there are 5 really, that I think can be done fairly quickly, not super quickly, but it'll take a little bit of a grind, but you'll be able to do them kind of at the same time and get them done fairly efficiently. The first one is Billy Williams. The Billy Williams program is not difficult at all. All you have to do is complete the Chris Heisey, Seth Smith, and Ryan Rayburn programs to kind of get things going. Then you have to do a few stat missions. You have to hit 10 legend left fielder home runs. You have to hit. You have to get like a certain amount of stats in one game, like specifically, and then after that, all you have to do is get a certain amount of plate appearances with a certain amount of stats for the Rookie of the Year mission. That's the one that I'm on now. It shouldn't take long at all. And once you have that and you've done your exchanges and stuff, which, mind you, will cost some stubs, these programs are not like last year. They are not free. But once I've done that, I will have this 90 overall Billy Williams, who is a phenomenal card. The next one, I wouldn't target. I mean, you can, be digging into this Utley program as it is right now, but I wouldn't be focusing on it a ton because there are still some things that have to come out before you'll be able to complete this program. However, it is, maybe a good idea to get some of those stats in right now. As you see, I've done that. But a really good one to do right now is the Gary Carter program. There is still a barrier before you can get this 92 overall Gary Carter, and it is this program that needs to come out. However, the missions for this is very easy. All you have to do for this mission is just 15 hits with Rookie Carter, do some exchanges, and the catcher RBI mission is extremely easy. Derek Norris and Sal Talamacchia were not difficult at all to complete. This is a very, very good program to target, so that once this program comes out, you will have a very easy time getting a 92 overall catcher who can also play first base and is a lefty murderer who also plays good defense. And the big thing about the Gary Carter program, however, is that it leads in to the Mike Piazza program. And surprisingly, this Mike Piazza program doesn't seem like it's going to be that difficult to complete. Get doubles with the impact veteran Mike Piazza. That might be a little difficult. The power hitting catcher thing shouldn't take really too long because you can put whatever catcher you want there. The exchange is the exchange like always. But the only thing we have to wait for after that is the second program souvenir, and your reward for doing that is this gorgeous card. I mean, he's hitting like Chipper Jones is, except he's a right-hander and he's a catcher. I mean, these are very, very close to Chipper Jones's attributes. And I mean, at catcher, at a premium position, that's unbelievable. So get that Gary Carter program started, get close to getting done with that, because that could be huge towards this Mike Piazza program. And then after him, I'm not really focusing a ton on Paul Molitor right now. Larry Doby is a pretty good mission. I still have a good ways to go with the all-star outfield stats, but that shouldn't be too terrible. And once I have that done, I'll be able to grab this 80 overall Larry Doby and finish his missions. He has a couple missions to do. And then I'll get this 90 overall, who is every bit as good as that Billy Williams. And in fact, I think he even has better defense than the Williams does. Yeah, he does. So it really even a better card than that Billy Williams card. So that's a very intriguing card to go after. And now the two easier ones that I definitely recommend going after. I've already almost finished one of them, and that is the Hanley mission and the Joe Torre mission. Once I get done with Hanley Ramirez's outfield adventures mission, which is just tally innings, extremely easy if not time consuming, and do this exchange, and I'll have the 82 overall Hanley Ramirez, and then it's only like a couple short little missions, and I'll have this 88 overall who has contact, power, speed, not terrible defense. He will be my shortstop moving forward until I can get a better one. And the most important thing is he leads into Cal Ripken Jr., who is an absolute beast. Once again, some of these cards are just monsters, and you have to start going after them now so that once they're eligible to come out, you'll be at the front door. You'll be ready for these cards once they arrive. And then the mission that I've already basically completed outside of a few doubles is the Joe Torre program. This program was extremely easy. Just finish Trevor Plouffe, Alvarez, and Beckham, do a one-game stat mission, do a couple other little stat mission. The Redbirds offense was like 2 home runs and 4 RBIs with Cardinal players. I just put Paul DeYoung in there and Jed Jerko, and I got that in one game. The exchange missions, very, very simple to do. And once you have that done, you have an amazing catcher or third baseman, if you choose to put him there, to play on your team, and you get a ton of progress towards the Chipper Jones mission, which I said this in an earlier video. I think Chipper Jones is going to be one of the most valuable cards in MLB The Show, and that's me trying to take out every piece of bias that I have, being a big Braves and a big Chipper Jones fan. So I still think he's going to be fantastic. So the pitcher missions, try to just get those as you go along. Always make sure that you have 5 rotation spots open for guys that need stats that you need to do work for, and you should be able to get those fairly easily. And then you may have to do the relief pitcher missions a little bit separately in conquest mode. But outside of that, guys, these grinds really aren't as bad as they seem. They're just, kind of intimidating at first because it feels like you have so much to do, but you really don't. It's just, you have to figure out a way to organize yourself. And once you've organized yourself, it is extremely easy to get these OP players. The only big barrier to it now is the stubs, because you do have to have a lot of stubs to get the players and the souvenirs necessary. That's the only downside to this. But overall, whenever you look at a card like this Chipper Jones or Babe Ruth or whatever, I mean, tell me it's not worth it. Tell me you wouldn't pay hundreds of thousands of stubs for this card. I know I would, and you're getting a ton of cards along the way. So I think it's worth it. I hope you guys think it's worth it, and I hope this video has helped you organize things a little bit better. And yeah, that'll do it for this vid, guys. I love y'all. I will see y'all later, but until then, peace.